It took me 10 years to learn what I'm going to teach you in the next few minutes. So if you're in your 20s, listen up, because these lessons are going to change your life. Lesson 1. Focus on leverage, not effort. Learn skills that can multiply your time. Doing something once and reaping the rewards of it infinitely or at a larger scale over time. Let me give you an example. When I started building career guides, these finance guides that teach people about the different areas of finance to break into the industry, I spent a lot of time building them, creating them, producing them. Yeah. Once they were produced, however, they could be used or sold infinitely. So even now, on the back end, they are being sold without me needing to do anything. I leveraged AI, I leveraged technology, and I leveraged the internet to separate my time, my input, from the income derived from the product. So if you can separate the amount of time you work to the amount of income you earn, you are going to be in a good place. And why that's important is because we all want happiness, we all want freedom, we all want flexibility. More money might buy a bit more happiness, but it's not guaranteed. But more money will definitely buy more flexibility and more freedom. And so if you can separate your time worked versus the income earned, that's going to put you in a great position. Lesson number 2. Your network is your fast track. Be strategic with who you connect with. I've always been kind of introverted. Even now, I would rather do a video call meeting as opposed to go and meet people in person. And the reason I say this is because now I understand the value of having a broad network. In your 20s, you want to try and connect with as many people as you can. You're young, so you kind of have a free pass to kind of reach out to anyone you want and ask them whatever you want. Be curious, learn about their career, so on and so forth. But the key thing here is don't just go into networking and broadening your network with the mindset of, oh, I'm going to use these people to help me. What you want to do is be curious, try and meet as many people as you can, but try and add something to them. So recently, let me give you an example. I connected with someone in the same industry as me, and they asked me, yo, how did you go about hiring a video editor? And I, without telling them this, and this, I just literally said, give me your number, and I put them in a WhatsApp group with one of my old video editors, and I just let them go and do their thing. They were truly appreciative, truly grateful. I don't expect anything in return. I know I've built some goodwill there, which is great, but also it made me feel good. And if you do that for every single person you meet, or every single person you connect or network with, you just act as a person that just adds value to them without expecting anything back. I promise you, over time, you will reap the rewards. The connection will be nice and warm. They might recommend you to other people. They're going to hold you to a high standard. But more than anything, you're doing what a good human is doing, and it just feels good. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that, but it will reap its rewards in due course. Lesson number 3. Nobody cares about your potential. Execution is everything. What matters is not your potential. Your execution capabilities are what matter most. You want to have a bias for action. You want to get things done. The most successful people in the world don't hang around. They don't ideate. They don't dilly-dally and plan forever. They get stuff done. They think of something and they just run. They start doing things, even if it's the wrong thing, because the benefit of doing that, you learn the mistakes early on, and then you can course correct, you can pivot, you do things after that. So if there's you, a top tier student, top Ivy League uni, all of that, and then you go into the world of work, then there's another student or graduate who is same level as you, but doesn't have the accolades, extracurriculars, uni degree, etc. that you do. If they are executing successfully more than you and you're not doing that, they're going to get further in their career and in their networks and climb. So don't get too comfortable. Lesson 4, you don't get rich by saving, you get rich by increasing your income. In my 20s, I used to save tons of money. Like when I was at Goldman's, I was living at my mum's, I was just saving lots of money. Saving is good. It gave me flexibility. It gave me the ability to leave the industry and do my own thing. So savings is good. However, after you have 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved, you should start investing that money. Whether it's in cryptocurrencies or investing it in the S&P 500, in an index tracker, if it's in investing in a business, if it's doing your own thing, whatever it is, don't just let it sit there and just get interest. It's going to be the minimal amount of interest. You could probably put it to work in the market and make more money. So don't just save money. As Asians, we're always told, save your money, save your money, save your money. Don't just save, try and invest it. If you want your money to grow, it needs to be invested. So saving your money won't make you rich. It essentially gives you insurance, a safety net. But if you want to be rich, you need to increase your income. Lesson number 5, if you don't control your time, someone else is going to control your time. Learn to say no. This one's very important. It's tricky because early on in your career, you want to say yes to as many opportunities as you can because you want to increase your rate of learning. You want to learn as much as you can. The more you learn, the more you earn. However, there comes a point where you need to just focus. You need to get rid of all distractions and just focus on the main thing. You need to obsess over one thing and one thing only. And when you figure out that thing for you, that is the thing that you focus on and put work in, and everything else is a distraction. Learn to say no. Learn to say no to going out constantly. You know, learn to say no to the distractions. Learn to say no to the people who aren't heading where you think you're heading. Learn to say no to the people who are, you know, slacking or distracting you. Say yes here and there, but once you find your obsessive focus, learn to say no to everything else. If you don't learn to do that, then you won't be in control of your time. You're going to be saying yes to everything. You're going to be running all around the place. You're going to spread yourself thin. And then in the end, someone else is going to be in control of your time. And that's the worst thing. You need a break. You need to wind down. You need to enjoy time with family, friends, you know, your close people, and have downtime and watch movies and all of these things. But, you know, when you just flick open TikTok or Instagram and you're doom scrolling and an hour goes by, when that happens, I'm like, I just wasted an hour when I had so much stuff to do. Sometimes you need to scroll. You need to let, you know, wind down. That's fine. But sometimes when you've got so much stuff to do and you say yes to being distracted, everything else falls apart. If you don't stay in control of your time, someone else or something else in this day and age is going to be in control of your time. Lesson number 6, don't be fooled by the high paying salary. A lot of students and graduates want to go and work in investment banking, earn 100k salaries, but they don't realize 80 to 100 hour weeks are extremely dangerous for your health, extremely demoralizing. It's just not, who wants to do that? No one really wants to do that. What most of you don't realize is that high paying careers can often be a trap, because the more you earn, the more responsibilities and expectations are put on you, which means less time you have to explore your own curiosities and ideas and ventures and things of that nature. I would encourage you, yes, apply to high paying careers if you want, that's cool, but also don't just follow the herd. Apply to areas that you're interested in, whether it's startups, working on things that you're actually interested in that aren't finance and banking related, anything and everything. Don't just focus on the paycheck after you graduate. You want to earn a good salary, good living, cool. But the higher the income, the more of a trap it could be, because it's going to be harder to say no when you want to leave. The more you earn, the more lifestyle inflation happens. You get cushy, you earn more, you have a higher quality of life, but then it gets harder to leave, or if you get fired, your life falls apart. Whereas if you're earning a lower salary, you're a bit more frugal, you're a bit more money conscious, and you realize you're forced to kind of think a bit more out of the box and take your career a bit more seriously, because you're not resting on your laurels, you're not comfortable. Comfort breeds complacency. Complacency breeds laziness, right? And so if you're in a cozy, nice job, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's your goal, that's great. But for those of you who don't have the goal of just being in a cozy, nice job forever and you want to do your own thing, my advice to you is go where you're going to learn more as opposed to earn more in the early parts of your career. You've got 30, 40 years to earn lots of money. You could do that later, but you want to be constantly challenging yourself. Let me break it down like this. When you go and work for an investment bank, you're going to be in one role, one specialty, one thing. Boom, that's that. When you go and work for a small company or a startup, it's not like you don't have a structured or a exact given title. You're going to be wearing lots of different hats. By doing that, you learn lots of different roles. You get exposed to lots of different things. And that teaches you a lot about yourself and what you want to do later on. And that's the best time to do it, because you're early on in your career. You can't do that kind of thing later on in your career because you're too established. You've kind of niched down into a specific area and you earn so much money, it will be hard to give that up to go and do the other thing. So it depends how you look at it. It depends what you want from your career and your, longer term goals. But do remember, oftentimes the high paying salary could be a trap. And last but not least, lesson number 7, the fastest way to learn is to find someone else who's already done it. This is truly underrated, and I learned this as time went on. Unless you're trying to change the world, you don't want to be the first person that's trying to do something. Chances are, whatever it is you're trying to do, someone else has already done it. You can literally increase your rate of success 100-fold by finding someone who's already done it and replicating what they've done. Put your own twist on it, do it your own way, but essentially the playbook's out there already. There's a lot of YouTubers out there who've succeeded. If I want to blow up my YouTube, I guess I just need to follow them. However, I need to keep in mind there aren't many huge YouTubers with finance and career pages. So maybe there's a cap, there's a ceiling. So I take that into account. So you need to know your limitations as well, and you need to know the industry you're in. Essentially, if you want to do something, whether it's career, health and fitness, life, family, relationships, whatever it is, find someone who's in the position that you want to be in and try and reach out to them, try and connect with them. If they're too big, that's fine. You will be able to find their story or how they did it online. Find someone who's already done the thing you want to do and replicate how they did it. It took me over 10 years to learn everything I've shared in this video, and hopefully These lessons are going to save you some time. See you in the next one.